And I do feel like this deal has went sideways, and unfortunately, I don't like to be party when all the people out in our community talk about us as a whole, because we are one, and they say things like backdoor deals and hidden agendas. And if all that needs to come out under your agenda item, that's fine. And people will say constantly to me, Diana, don't say things in election year, but you know what? What do I always say? People over politics. So I'm getting sickened by some things that I have seen over the last several months, and I will leave it at that.
For the county, I'm the one working, really pushing land conservation.
Yes, sir.
I seconded this motion because of the reasons that I've given in many email responses. The decision on whether or not to sell this piece of property was made years ago.
Because I'm here for the people. Now, you're here for your client, and I'm here for the citizens. And I'm also here for the fact that I have been told, you gotta follow the rules, you gotta follow the law. There are codes in place. She wants to say semantics. Oh, that's not, this or that. No, she wants to try to do something that was done 4 weeks ago that she approved and she said yes to. And now, because she's had pressure from, and I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure she's had pressures from the builders and from people that supported her. Like I said 4 weeks ago, any commissioner on this board that had accepted contributions for their campaigns should recuse himself from voting on this whatsoever, because they have been paid by developers to vote in favor of developers. And that to me is wrong. This is a rescind, and we shouldn't be rescind. This is a legal breach of contract by your client. And you don't want to admit it because you're getting paid by your client.
2 people voted for something and now are behind the scenes working against the will and the vote of the county, because there wasn't an agenda item. There wasn't a letter from Mr. Batzel. There wasn't anything. I'm concerned about the letter. I'm concerned about a few things. I'm concerned about that letter, that there's inaccurate information in there, including the realtor fee. Mr. Bryan had talked about that, but long before that, sometimes he finds some information and I chase it with the attorney. That I didn't chase. I saw that and immediately called our attorney. And I said, the information given does not have Betz Farm. It has other properties and other commissions. To my recollection, we weren't ever paying 6%. Am I wrong? And she told me, no, you're not wrong. It's 4%. And then I proceeded to ask, why are we getting a demand letter when we never got a bill, if you want to say that? And why is our attorney saying that, or excuse me, not attorney, why is our realtor supposed to be representing our interests, trying to say that we breached something and not phrasing it as your partner breached the contract, therefore I would still like my money, and maybe the correct amount would have been nice. No, that didn't happen. So had her look some more, because our attorney, or I keep saying attorney, our realtor was not our realtor. He was the realtor for himself. He was the realtor for Bravo, for the developer. He was never representing our best interest. And I won't get into the friendships and all of that. And then when I started looking at a timeline, it was very interesting when things got pulled. End of 2024, after an election, right? When I'm sure the developer said he had the yeses, and then money starts flowing into certain campaigns in trying to get this voted again. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. And when I said, I'm telling you all people, when you think that was an attack, you just wait to see what happens to me in a few months. And I'm not suicidal, by the way. I'm very happy. But I would respect a difference of opinion when that happened 2 weeks ago, but to work behind the scenes with not the county's best interest after it was voted back in, I'm a little sickened by it, to be honest.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see, there we are then. Number one, hand on the Bible, I am a Christian.
Do we know who sent a newspaper article to our insurance company?
I believe.
odd.
I believe that when I spoke to him, I spoke with him yesterday in the middle of y'all's briefings. I spoke with him and he said that our risk manager initially made a claim, but didn't include any documentation. So,
Mr. Howard, it sounds like maybe you could have risk manager work with our attorney a little bit more. This has went sideways.
I'm
So that
saying, I
letter
think we
did
made
not-
a decision that day based on lack of information.
Madam Chair?
That would be an opinion. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I don't get to talk to you guys except up here on the dais. I'm very sorry that you felt you had a lack of information 4 weeks ago, and that you voted with lack of information, and that, because I can constantly see over the last 18 months how much you really put into, and you really do. You put a lot in this, you get your information, you get this, and then you vote accordingly. So the thing is, if your husband, his driver's license ran out, is it the Secretary of State's job to call your husband and say, you need to come get your license renewed? Or is it your husband's, he's supposed to know his license needs to be renewed? They pay an expensive attorney, and I don't think they have just one, because I've seen more than one name on the top of the heading of their papers. So they knew every time something was due. Now, granted, I'm not an attorney. If I have questions, I ask our county attorney. I don't think you're an attorney, so you ask our attorney. So for us to keep on top of every single date that they need to do something, that's not my job. My job is to say, did they breach the contract? And they breached it before supposedly we breached it. Okay? Because we didn't tell them. So you're saying if we didn't tell them that they breached it, that we breached it. But they had to breach it first. Okay? And from what I understand, first in, first out. So the thing is, that's my understanding. They made the mistake first. And I was just following up. And I gave everybody information 4 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. That's 2 meetings ago. And people voted to do what I asked, which was, let's cancel the contract. Now, you've had 4 weeks for your people that support you financially with whatever to, go back. And now I'm seeing that that's exactly what I'm seeing. And I'm sorry. I do not like the fact that people are voting against this or for this that have accepted money from this developer. That's not right.
What
No,
money
it's
is
not
it that
right.
I've accepted
It's not
from this
right.
developer?
So the thing is, it's not right. You need to be voting on a clean slate, okay? Did they breach the contract? Yes. Now, you agreed to it,
Commissioner Barrett,
and this is,
you have accused me of taking money from this developer. Where does it show on my report that I've taken money from this developer?
I didn't say you personally. I said some people have, okay? And what I'm saying is, we need to go by code section 248. And that's exactly what we need to go by. The vote was taken. If you wanted to rescind it or reconsider it, it should have been 4 weeks ago. And no changing, it's not proper to be, oh, well, I was thinking about it, and it's a play on words. Well, I didn't mean that, I meant this. No, we decided, 4 of us, decided 4 weeks ago to cancel the contract. And that's exactly the way it should stay. It was canceled 4 weeks ago. The letters were sent to their people, and those things were implemented. And that's the other part of this. It's not just that we agreed to it. The implementation of what we agreed to was done. And that's the second part of the section 2/48. We implemented it as a board. So when people say, you know, they're gonna change the word, I'm sorry. You need to stick by what you did.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to,
Hold on.
it's not about this.
Commissioner Bays, you had rightly defended yourself, and you should when someone says something. Semantics, you did not take from this developer, but the family sure has been doing everything that they can financially and otherwise towards your campaign. And like I said earlier, it was pretty much laid out for me that I'm not a sure yes. So it's a bad look. I'm not going to make any accusations. It's a bad look. And it's a bad look that the board did the same thing with a vote for the same developer, telling the people one thing and then taking it back months later. I'm just saying it's a bad look.
I feel like you today. I feel like I've been under attack. So you've taken money from the former CFO that was doing development when you were being promised a Chick-fil-A. I've heard that
I've never taken money from any of them.
It's on your report.
Who is it?
The former CFO, whatever his name was.
That is not correct.
And that you've taken plane rides down to Mar-a-Lago. And I think what you're really just upset about is the fact that you're not being supported.
You
You've
are
called these
lying
people-
on record, out of order. I've never
No.
taken a plane ride anywhere around in Florida. I've
But
never
you're
actually
telling me-
got on a plane and
You're
flown
telling me
anywhere in Florida.
that I've taken these contributions because I'm to be bought.
I did not say that.
That's what you're alluding to.
I said you took
So
it
you're
from the
calling me
family.
out.
Lots of money
have
for the
floor,
family.
Madam Chair.
Well,
You
stop
called me
lying.
out. No, I'm not lying. You lied. If that's what you're doing, you're lying. The Lambs have been pillars of this community, if that's what you're referring to.
That's
They have
family.
supported this community. I'm sure you and your husband have supported this community. My husband and I have supported this community. I am not going to sit here and take pot shots for taking money for a campaign for the business people throughout this community. They're involved in multiple things. You've called Mr. Dix a crook.
When did I call him a crook?
You've sat here and said that he's got sweetheart deals and there's this one family that's trying to run the entire county.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join the private group to get the receipts and private training. Yes, we will teach you the methods used to expose these criminals and to hold them accountable. Hit the support button on my profile and bring your questions.